Yeah. Way up.
What's up? It's way up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is a Friday. You know we love Fridays. So, yeah, the weekend is on the way. This weekend, I'm headed out to Memphis, but we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, we do have a special guest joining us today, Lionell TJ Tillman. Now, my good friend DJ Nori was like, yo, you got to have my boy TJ on. And he has a book, How I Stopped Child Support Legally. When you hear his story, it's absolutely ridiculously crazy. All right, so he'll be joining us today. In the meantime, let's spread some love and positivity. Let's shine a light on people doing amazing things. I'll tell you who I want to show some love to, but I definitely want to know who you want to show some love to. The number is 1-800-292-5150. Call us up. Let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's way up.
We gon' light the block up. I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time to shine a light, spread some love, and spread some positivity. And today, I want to shine a light on Chef J.J. Johnson. Now, he's been on the show before. He's also a James Beard Foundation Award winner. And he has a book out right now. It's all about rice. Rice is culture, The Simple Art of Rice. It's also a best of cookbook for 2023 from the New York Times. But what I want to shine a light on is the fact that he is doing a Miami Wine and Food Festival, and I'll be out there actually co-hosting with him for the cookout part of it. And I'm just excited that he wanted to include me. You know, I did the one that was in New York City, that Wine and Food Festival. And so now he's included me in the one in Miami. And it's just really an honor for me to be able to be in a space like that. I do have a coffee company. Coffee uplifts people. So when people look out for me and refer me for different things, it does mean a lot. And he has his restaurant also, Field Trip. It's a multi-unit fast casual rice bowl concept, and it's all about sustainability. So, you know, we love to see people doing positive things. Now, who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150 is a number. Pinky, who do you want to shine a light on?
I would like to shine a light on my man.
Okay, tell us
He's doing
why.
great things. He just started doing his podcast and interviews and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he owns a barbershop as well.
Where's this at?
His barbershop is in Detroit on K Street.
Okay, well, what's the name of his podcast so we know?
Live from the Zoo with Matt tonight.
Okay, Live from the Zoo. All right, I like that, and you support that. That's amazing. You know, sometimes things like that is what we need to keep us going.
Yes.
All right, well, shout out
I'm
to
glad
you.
I get to talk to you.
What part of Detroit you from?
The West Side.
All right, we like that. All right, well, thank you for calling.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, well, that was Shine a Light. And in case you couldn't get through, you can always leave a message at 800-292-5150, and we will play it for last word. When we come back, we have your Yeetie, and we'll talk about Vince McMahon. He is being sued by an ex-WWE employee. We'll tell you why. It's Way Up.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Talk to 'em.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is time for your Yeetie. This is horrifying. A former WWE employee is suing Vince McMahon. Now, according to her lawsuit, she claims that he repeatedly sexually assaulted her, sex trafficked her, and then paid her off to stay quiet. These allegations were made by Janelle Grant. This lawsuit was filed yesterday in Connecticut. Now, she said she met him back in 2019. She was at rock bottom. Her parents had just died. She was trying to find work, but she was introduced to him through a mutual friend, and he promised to get her a job at WWE, allegedly. Now, he slowly began to use his life-changing promises to coerce her into sexual acts, according to her lawsuit. She had a legal administrative coordinator job with a salary of $75,000, and it required very little work. She was also assigned an additional role to help fill her time. According to reports, she says in May 2020, he organized a threesome with her and her physical therapist, saying that he would lose a friendship if she did not go through with it. She says in the days following, she alleges that he texted her, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to F you." According to her reports, several months later, he recruited John Laurinaitis, who was a former WWE superstar, who was also a high-ranking exec in the company at the time, to join them. There's a lot of things that happened after that, but she says that there were certain arrangements where she had to serve herself to him as breakfast at a nearby hotel before the start of their workday. There's a lot to this, and it's very explicit, but according to these reports, she is traumatized from the whole ordeal and now wants unspecified damages as well as for a judge to invalidate her NDA. So feels like that NDA is not standing right now anyway. As far as Vince McMahon and the WWE, they have not yet publicly commented on this lawsuit. All right, that is your Yee Tea. I'm Angela Yee, and when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what went down last night, what did we do last night. And I've been out and about, and there's not a lot of restaurants I haven't been to, but last night I did go to one. It's way up.
Yeah. Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time for About Last Night. Now, I just want to tell you guys, I've been to a lot of restaurants, but last night I went to a restaurant that I've never been to before. And Dan, who is my producer, the one thing that excites him is food.
That's right.
Dan, what would you say are the things that excite you? Is food? What else? Sports. And I would say Travis Scott. Travis Scott excites you. All right. Well, last night I went to a restaurant called Casa Cipriani's. These restaurants, there's a lot of new members only locations of different types of restaurants. I feel like it's more than ever. There's all these members only places. It used to be like Soho House. You know, they have the Gathering spot in Atlanta. They have ZZ Club. Well, Casa Cipriani is another place that is, I think, pretty hard to get into, but I had a meeting, so that's the only reason that I made it in.
It's impossible to get into.
It is?
Yes.
And you know what? They made the meeting like yesterday. So the people that had
someone.
to meet, definitely knew somebody. So that was a really amazing experience to be someplace like that. Imagine paying $50,000 for a membership to be able to go into a restaurant. It doesn't cover like anything. You still got to pay for your food. The food is still expensive.
You're just paying for the exclusivity?
Yeah, paying for the exclusivity. And to be honest, like I have a membership to Soho House. I did that because my good friend Ingrid, who owns I Best Wines, talked me into it. She was like, Angela, you need to do this. You know, you have a lot of meetings, things going on. You need a place to be able to go to. And this is nowhere near as expensive as some of these other places, but I'm reevaluating. Let's just say that. But anyway, that's what I did last night. And when we come back, you tell us what you did. Maybe not yesterday, but maybe it was last summer. Maybe it was 20 years ago. We want to hear your secrets. 800-292-5150. Remember, it is absolutely no judgment. All right? It's Way Up. Tell us a secret when we come back.
Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and you know what time it is. It's time for you to tell us a secret. 800-292-5150 is a number. Any secret that you have, we're going to keep your secret between us and the millions of people listening. All right, anonymous caller, tell us a secret.
So my ex's father-in-law is trying to sleep with me.
Ooh. Okay, what does he do? Is he like telling you, texting you?
So I broke up with my ex a couple years ago. And I get a random call, and he's like, hey. And I'm just like, oh, how are you? And he's just like, I'm trying to check on you, making sure you're okay. I know things ended bad with your ex. And we had a good relationship. So I told him everything and told him I was doing well. And then he was like, okay, well, you should let me come over so we can catch up some more.
What?
And then after that, it was just, he started giving me money randomly.
Oh, wait, back up. You skipped the part where you let him come over.
Oh, okay. So I let him come over, and we did just talk. Nothing sexual. Wasn't, because he's a lot older than me. Mm-hmm. I'm only in my 20s, and he's like 50-something, and I don't got time for that. I think after maybe like the fourth time of him coming over and us just having a good conversation, he told me, he was like, I'm going to be very honest with you. I would like to have sex with you.
Ooh.
I politely told him I'm not comfortable. It's really because of who you are and the connection we have. You know, it wouldn't be right. I'm actually friends with his daughter, so it makes no sense.
Did you and your ex end on good terms?
Oh, no, it was terrible terms. Like, we had to go to court and everything.
Oh, damn. So this also might
Yeah.
feel good. Like, haha, look what you could be his mom. Like his Can you imagine?
Yeah, I don't know.
You could be his stepmom.
There's going to be so much drama, and I can't.
I mean, you don't like the
wouldn't
guy
be
anyway,
careful.
so it doesn't matter. So you think you'll ever tell him, all right, enough, or you just want to keep on getting stuff from him?
I told him a while ago, that I wasn't comfortable, and then he slowly just started backing away because he could tell that I was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have communication anymore.
Okay, so this was in the past. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for listening.
All right, I was going to ask you to get me something, but since you don't talk to him no more. All
Right, I
take
know.
care.
You too.
Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
Good at yourself.
Oh, good, thank you. You want to tell us a secret?
Years ago, I slept with a judge.
A judge?
Yes, a judge.
But okay, so why is that a secret?
Because the judge's wife is my mother's friend.
The judge's, so the judge's wife is your mother's friend. So nobody knows about this.
Nobody knows.
And you only did it one time, or was it an ongoing thing?
An ongoing thing.
And how long did that last, and why did you stop?
It lasted for a couple months, and it stopped because it just wasn't right anymore.
Oh, yeah? You felt guilty every time you saw his wife?
Yes.
All right. Well, your honor.
Thank you. Yes, I know.
Thank you so much for calling us and sharing your secret with us. No judgment.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that was Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through, but you still want to share. We would love to hear from you. And when we come back, we have your Yee Tea. And let's talk about Taylor Swift and these graphic sexual photos. I can't believe Taylor Swift would do this. Or would she? We'll discuss it in Yee Tea when we come back. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is time for your Yee Tea. Now let's talk about Taylor Swift. According to reports, she is furious. And you know why? There are some pictures that are circulating on social media of Taylor Swift, but it's not really Taylor Swift. It's what we call a deep fake. And I mean deep. And we're talking about AI generated images that are abusive, offensive, exploitative, and done without Taylor Swift's consent and or knowledge. Now, according to reports, the Twitter account that posted them does not exist anymore, but it's shocking that they would even be able to have this up anyway. So she is allegedly going to be taking legal action. That's what she's considering doing. Because using AI generated pornography of someone is awful and inexcusable. Protect Taylor Swift was actually trending because of these pictures. Imagine how you would feel if somebody did that to you, Dan.
Me? I don't think anyone's checking for me like that.
But still,
But how about you? How would
that's
you
it.
react if that happened to you?
You know what? I think if people knew it was fake, I mean, what can I? I'm
This
not Taylor
technology
Swift.
is crazy, though.
I know. I'm not Taylor Swift, though. But, you're right. Technology, some people will never realize that it wasn't real. Like,
Right.
some people will see it
And they'll run
and
with it.
forever run with it and think that it is true. And that's what happens. But the Swifties are trying to make sure that they take down all accounts that post it. And the Swifties are strong. All right. Well, we'll see what Taylor Swift has to say about it, if she says anything at all. But that was your Yee Tea. When we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar. It's Way Up.
The news, I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time for your Under the Radar stories. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They are flying under the radar. Now, this one is especially important to me as a woman and as somebody who knows that elections are happening this year. Nearly 65,000 rape-related pregnancies likely occurred in the 14 U.S. states who have a near total abortion ban after the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. All right. So, yeah, just 10 legal abortions are performed monthly on average in these states, according to researchers that they found in a new analysis. So it makes it impossible for most victims of rape to obtain abortions in their home states, even for the minority of people who live in states with exemptions for rape, according to researchers. And so that number is just absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's just really important, even for women who are having health issues or could potentially die. They now have to leave their state to have to deal with that and not have control over their own body. So just wanted to point that out to you guys. Imagine that nearly 65,000 U.S. rape victims could not get an abortion in their state. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And when we come back, we have your Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, we have a special guest joining us, Lionell TJ Tillman. He has a really crazy story about child support, and he has a book called How I Stopped Child Support Legally. When you hear his story, you won't believe what happened to him. And I just want to make sure y'all know he's not saying that we shouldn't have child support, but there are certain things that should not be legal. All right? It's Way Up.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. Now, Ice Spice has teased her new Super Bowl ad. She's actually doing an ad with Pepsi, and she is revealing her ex-boyfriend, maybe, in this ad. Listen to this.
Baby, you look so pretty when you cry.
Stop, you play too much.
Come on, do just one cry.
Gra.
Ah, girl. What's up?
Don't look.
Why?
I said don't look. It's my ex.
That guy?
All right, she's very secretive about who she has dated and who she might be dating now. Also, Kevin Hart has lost his bid to get the defamatory Tasha K video removed with his ex-assistant. According to reports, the judge ruled yesterday it's just a really vague, overbroad request that doesn't address actual malice. And so now, temporarily, they have denied that request. According to Kevin Hart, he alleges that he is the victim of a shakedown. And he claims that he was told, when you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary. As we all know, Tasha K has had other defamation allegations. One that she's lost. It's a $4 million defamation verdict that's against her from Cardi B. But we'll keep you updated on what's happening with this Kevin Hart situation. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Yee Tea. When we come back, it's a Friday, so we got some new music for you. It's Way Up.
Go. Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
Thought you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is a Thursday. And you know what we do? Every single day we try to help you out. If there's any questions that you have, 800-292-5150 is the number. It's time for Ask Yee. Hello, Alexa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And what is your question today for Ask Yee?
So my question for Ask Yee is, I've been with my man for 8 years. We have 2 sons together. And I just don't know why he hasn't popped the question yet.
What does he say when you ask him?
So he kind of just says he wants to do it, but it's kind of like I have to bring it up to him for us to discuss it.
So he's not against it. He's saying he is planning to do it. He's just kind of like okay with how everything is right now. So it seems like he's, if you're not going to say anything, he's not going to say anything.
Right. And I'm just like, I don't know if I messed up because I let him move in with me. So I'm like, does he just feel so comfortable that he doesn't have to do it now?
And is he aware of how important it is to you? Or do you feel like you don't want to nag him about it and you just try to bring it up to test it?
Oh, he's over. I done nagged him more than enough. I feel like it's to the point where I'm actually pushing him away.
Well, you know, this is a deal breaker for you is what it seems like. And what I think you have to do is be serious about it, because sometimes people don't act because they know you're still going to be there. So maybe there is a timeline like, look, to be completely honest, and you should have this at a time when y'all are not arguing, have a conversation, you know, when nobody's emotions are high, because it is going to end up being an emotional topic. But let him know this is something that is extremely important to me. This is potentially a deal breaker. You are the person that I want to marry. And if this can't happen, then I don't know if we can continue this relationship. And so I will give you 6 months to figure out what it is that you want to do. And
Right.
in that period of time, you know, you can weigh out the pros and cons. And if in 6 months you can't figure it out, then maybe we should not live together anymore and figure out what we're going to do with the future because we're not aligned. Because it's not fair
Right.
to you. If it's something that he really doesn't want and it's something that you do want, then ultimately at some point, somebody's not going to be happy.
Yes.
Sometimes people don't see how serious it is. Like they say, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Right.
Maybe he needs a wake-up call of not being there with you and realizing this is the person. Then he'll be like, you know what? I can't live without you. I want to be with you forever. This is important to you. And I realize now, bang, bang, bang. If not, the worst case scenario is y'all break up and go your separate ways. And it just wasn't meant to be. But, you know, I don't want you to not get what you want out of this relationship. That's not fair. You shouldn't have to compromise on something so important to you.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the advice.
All right, Alexa. And look, it puts the ball in his court. This is what I want. If it's not what you want, then...
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I feel like you halfway out. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I am. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what to do anymore. So,
Right.
But thank you for the, the input. I needed to hear that.
You are the
Definitely gonna put my
prize.
foot down.
You are the prize, okay? All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you,
Don't
Alexa.
play. Thank you, Miss Yee. You have a great day.
Thanks, you too. All right, well, that was Ask Yee. Thank you guys so much for calling. 800-292-5150 is a number in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have a really crazy story from Lionell TJ Tillman. He has a book, How I Stopped Child Support Legally, and he has a case that's been going on for over 20 years. And wait till he tells you what it is that he had to go through. It all has to deal with child support. It's Way Up.
We about to do this.
Yeah.
Yo!
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and we have a special guest today, Lionell TJ Tillman, author of How I Stopped Child Support Legally. First of all, let's talk about you and what made you decide to write this book.
Unfortunately, I was put in a situation where I had to represent myself in a 2-year hearing against child support in the county of Los Angeles, and ultimately got my case dismissed for extrinsic fraud after 22 years.
So what happened?
They started the child support case against me, and I found out about it 7 years after it opened. So when I found out about the case, I was already $24,000 in arrears because it had accumulated, and they add up compounded interest on top of the money.
That's ridiculous.
So I contacted them and said, hey, what's going on? They say, well, you had 6 months to respond according to family code such and such, and it's been 7 years. I'm like, 7 years? What do you mean it's been 7 years? And they said, well, yeah, it's been 7 years, so there's nothing that you can do. You may want to contact the court and contact them. I contacted the court. They said, yeah, it's been, the time had passed. Your response is untimely. And that went on for another 13 years.
So was this a situation where they were supposed to at least serve you?
Yes.
So you knew that you had a court date. So what happened when they tried to serve you?
They allegedly said that they served me at, which I later proved was a vacant house.
Oh, wow.
So they forged a signature of someone named Michael Tillman. My name is Lionell Tillman. And what I proved in court, I subpoenaed the Department of Water and Power to come testify of who lived at this place on this date. They said they didn't have any power there. I also subpoenaed the owner of the home.
Sheesh, you had to do this on your own?
On my own. I subpoenaed the owner of the home, and she said, well, on this date at this time, I didn't have any tenants there. So how could you serve somebody at this location?
Right now, I'm talking to Lionell TJ Tillman, author of How I Stopped Child Support Legally. Let's go back to this. So this was actually your child.
No.
It wasn't even your child.
No.
Woo! All right, so the plot thickens. So who was the person that was suing you for child support?
The county of Los Angeles. Let's just take it back. At the time where the child was conceived, I was 12 years old. So once I turned 18, they started the case. I found out about 7 years later. During that time, they was giving the mother government assistance. So
Right.
cash aid, food stamps. So this is how this money started to accumulate.
Did you even know the mother?
I knew her. I never even with her.
Okay.
We're in 1990. There's no communication between families and things of this nature. And that's the last that I heard of it until 2003 when I got a call from HR saying that they to finish start garnishing my checks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always hear stories about people who have child support. They owe back child support, and then they can do multiple things before they arrest you because they'll garnish your wages. They'll maybe revoke your driver's license. So what were the things that happened to you?
The first thing they did, they suspended my license. After a time it had accumulated, they sent a $48,000 bank levy to my account. I didn't have $48,000 in there, but what was in there was all I had, and they took it all.
But the woman who had the child, she did go and say that you were the father, and that's why.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why this happened.
Yes.
So there was nobody else she was claiming was the father, only you.
Correct.
So you weren't even able to get an attorney to represent you?
No. So just so you understand, when I found out about it, this is 7 years.
Right.
I go to the court. The courts tell me you had 6 months to respond. There's nothing that we can do. This went on for another 13 years. So now it's 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So how do you think that child support, because it is, I think across the board, a lot of people will agree that it's a very flawed system. All right. So having gone through what you've gone through, what do you think is the best way for a child support to exist, or should it exist? How can that happen? Because there is a responsibility when paternity is established that it shouldn't have to be just on one parent to have to take care of that. What are your thoughts having gone through this?
I do believe if a person don't take care of their offspring, then they need to be on child support. 1,000%. The issue is Title IV of the Social Security Act. That's what needs to change, because they're still operating on procedures that were put in place in 1935.
Right. Times have definitely changed.
Times have definitely changed.
All right. Lionell T.J. Tillman is here, and he's telling his story of what he had to go through with the system, with child support. He does want to make sure y'all take care of your kids, but he has a different type of story. It's Way Up. We have more with him when we come back.
We about to do this. Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm talking to Lionell T.J. Tillman, the author of How I Stopped Child Support Legally. What happens after that when it turns out that the way that they allegedly served you, even though they didn't, was illegal and had you paying?
So yes, so when
garnishing your checks.
When the case got dismissed, they offered to pay me back dollar for dollar. No interest, no nothing. I declined it. I took them to federal court for 22 years of damages. And as of right now, we have a lawsuit in federal court. They've made 2 settlement offers since then, but it's just disrespectful.
What happened to the woman who had accused you?
Nothing. And my goal is not to tear down a black woman, but the thing is, anything that I say in regards to her and her involvement in it is not going to be good. So that's.
Did you raise that child like it was your own?
No, I had no relationship with the child.
Right. Is that something that would cause you to want to reach out and say, okay, I want to have a relationship at least with?
Which I did. I called her. I said, hey, we was trying. Let's just try to figure it out. She was like, when you gonna give me some? What are you talking about when I'm gonna give you some?
What?
Like anything that I say about her is going.
Right.
And that's not my goal.
This does more than anything affect the child, because this child is thinking like, that's my dad. My dad wasn't here. Was he aware that you were supposed to be?
So when I actually spoke with him, he told me that in the beginning, my mother told me that you were my father. As I got older, she told me who my actual father was, and that's where we left for that.
Do you think that there should be some accountability for the mom legally?
Yes. If you partake in lie and assist in the fraud, then yeah, you should be held accountable.
Fraud, okay.
Yeah.
So now you have a lawsuit against the state of California? Is that, or?
Child support enforcement.
Okay.
And the county of Los Angeles.
The county of Los Angeles. And so what is it that you would take from them? Because this is something that affected your life for
22 years.
For 22 years. That's not a small thing.
Chapter 5 of my book is called Child Support Institutionalized. When that case got dismissed for fraud, you don't just go back to living a happy life. I've been under these conditions for 22 years. So like it was hard for me to even put things in my name. It's like I just don't know if they gonna take it or
right. If you think about the things you could have been able to do with the money, with the credit score,
opportunity cost.
Yeah, with the absolutely.
Yeah, so all of that is included in that 22 years of damage.
Now you're not still representing yourself, are you? Do you?
Yeah,
you still are.
I don't have the finances to go against the county of Los Angeles in federal court.
Because I would feel like an attorney would think that you're going to actually win this case, and that therefore they would be able to
assist,
get compensated, a percentage of what you end up getting.
We way up with Angela Yee now, so hopefully so.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking could potentially happen, because this feels like something that also I'm sure other people have been affected. You're not the only person something like this
of course not
happened to. And this is not a way to knock people who should be paying child support, but this is a way to say this wasn't even your child. You were never served. Mm-hmm. You didn't even live at that address.
Yeah.
And then why should you have to suffer from the repercussions of that?
Yeah, and I want to make it very clear, like when I say child support is fraud, it is not to challenge parents' responsibility to take care of their children. I'm challenging the child support system itself. Did you follow your own policies? Yes or no?
Is there something more that you're trying to do as far as helping other people?
And that's the whole thing with the platform childsupportisfraud.com, or even the IG Child Support is Fraud. My thing is just educating parents that you do have parental rights and you can fight to get more time with your children.
As you should want to. Sometimes that can be a really difficult thing.
Take care of them kids though, man. Because this ain't no get out of jail free card.
Right. All right. Well, where can people find out more information?
So everything can be found on childsupportisfraud.com or Instagram is childsupportisfraud.
Well, thank you so much to Lionell TJ Tillman for joining me. Make sure y'all follow him, pick up his book, How I Stopped Child Support Legally, and watch the full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. When we come back, you guys, of course, have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and thank y'all so much for joining me on a Friday. I'm headed out to Memphis right now. We're going to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital Foundation benefits. There's actually an app that you can download too if you want to see what the activities are. St. Jude events, in case there's anybody that is thinking about attending. But it's the St. Jude Celebration of Hope, and they do great work with the children, so I'm excited for that. And you guys have a safe weekend. Thank you again to Lionell TJ Tillman for joining us, and I cannot wait to see y'all on Monday. But again, you guys always have the last word. This is your show, 800-292-5150.
Here's my secret. 40 years ago, I made love on the top of the city hall in New Orleans, Louisiana.
What's up? I want to shine the light on my son, Kid Jay, America's Got Talent artist. He's mentored by Steve Harvey, and he just signed a big deal with Trick Trick out of Detroit. Just shining the light on him. Young, positive role model. Thank you. Shout out to Yee for being Yee.
Hey, Angela. I'd like to shine the light on my boyfriend, Lionell here. He's celebrating his birthday on Saturday. I want to shine the light on him. Keep being the amazing person you are. Thank you.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.